Moholy-Nagy manipulated his distinctive photograms to create strikingly modern images in the emerging field of graphic design. To experiment in this new medium, a printing and advertising workshop was set up at the school. At its helm was Austrian designer Herbert Bayer, a former student who designed the famous geometric lettering on the Bauhaus building. His work has had a huge impact on graphic designer Neville Brody, best known for his bold designs for the Face magazine. Neville Brody.
Thank you, Jim. Tomorrow evening, you're going to have a costume party, and the theme is going to be metal. The challenge today is to create a poster to promote this. The poster has to be communicating the subject really clearly, and it has to be attention-seeking. So I'm sure you guys are going to be well up for all of that. There's only two rules. You can't mix uppercase and lowercase. And you have to include an element which is part of a new language which you're going to invent.
This, out of all of the days, is the most sort of on home turf for me.
Is your brain whirring?
No, it's really, really blank.
This
is so...
You've got no ideas.
This is so unusual to me.
Don't worry and just be crazily imaginative. I've got an example here of Herbert Bayer typography. I mean, it's quite amazing, really, how modern this looks.
I really don't like that. It just makes
You don't like it?
It makes it hard to read.
But it communicates the theme accurately, which is a kind of crazy costume party. So you've got about an hour and a half for this sketch.
I'm looking at weapons. So I've stabbed the word. That's quite aggressive.
I quite like the idea of having the scientific element of metal.
That reads through the periodic table.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the periodic table totally goes against our rule of uppercase and lowercase because it's all one capital and one lower.
Yeah.
Damn.
I can work on a Bauhaus symbol. Yeah. The symbol can kind of be something that all represents
That's
our
representing
entire
us,
project.
What's that?
Clad. The clad is just all our initials put together.
At the Bauhaus, fonts and symbols were continually reinvented and experimented with, breaking the established rules of typography. Anything jump out?
This jumps out.
Yeah, I think that's too much.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
but
me.
you have this
kind of
readability
vibe.
obsession.
But sometimes it needs to be literal.
But for a crazy costume party? What I liked about this was that there's a new language element here.
It's like a rewind.
Yeah. But it's turning it into a letter form as well, which Bauhaus would have loved. There's one thing missing for me, which is a kind of human element. This does feel a little bit like it's going to be a car repair party.
Yeah.
The Bauhaus created designs for journals, posters and invites promoting the artistic activity of the school, and they were often experimental in nature.
It was all about attention-seeking, attention-grabbing, being direct, being appealing. And they built a lot of the principles that we now know as advertising. I think they really helped us step out of the decorative, illustrative style of the Victorians and step into a modern era.
The Bauhaus used a printing process known as letterpress.
Hello.
And guiding our students through the technique is Helen Ingham, their master of craft for the day.
That would work, actually. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, you could cut that.
Shall we get on and do it?
Yeah, let's start laying it out.
Herbert Bayer said, I'm only going to use sans serif type.
The serif is a little dangling point, isn't
The serif is the bit that sticks out.
A bit of fancy.
Bayer said, you know, this is just decoration. Don't need it, get rid of it. And I don't need uppercase and lowercase. So he just kept reducing and reducing.
I don't know what Neville's going to think of it, and frankly, I feel quite pressured. He is very much looked up to in the type and graphic design world. Having him here is no joke. It's quite nerve-wracking.
We want to see a kind of collage of human and the metal tools. We could go to Ricky and ask him for just a load of fun stuff. Ricky, we're going to have a rifle through your bits and bobs.
Absolutely.
I've got a hat.
Love it.
Bauhaus students made use of cutting-edge advertising techniques designed to catch the viewer's eye. They frequently cut together images from multiple sources in a process known as photomontage.
Put your arms at funny angles, I think.
Or do I look like I've just jumped off a building? I don't know.
Cool. Should we put some chains on your hand?
The chains just make it look sexual.
Yeah, I think it got a bit weird.
Sometimes the letters will push outside of the boundaries, even if it's only by a fraction or a hairline. That could really throw off the whole composition. I thought the 4 would fit perfectly in this space, but it's ever so slightly too wide. It's sort of maths meets Tetris in a lot of ways.
One of Bayer's students wrote, "A joy in experimentation developed, heedless of every extreme."
All right, moment of truth. Ah, nice. Oh, can you put your hand in there? Oh,
That's interesting.
Yeah, I like that, and I also like those bits together. Get your face on there.
That's worked quite well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I want the beginning and the end letters to be sort of symbols, because that's like a rewind button, that's like a play button, so it kind of works in that
Check
sense.
you out.
I know, right?
Yeah. Trace it off, flip the tracing paper over, put some chalk on the back of the tracing paper, and then we can transfer it. Yeah.
Great, fabulous. Thank you very much. What I like about this sort of process is that it goes back to that very analogue way of working, and in my own practice, I'm very, very digital.
If I was set this brief, I would just go straight to the computer. There's no way I'd bother even letter pressing, because that just takes time.
I'd like to keep it as analogue as possible.
Just going to put the last few bits of lead on, and then we should be done.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
We have the central image.
Bit more of a minimal one.
It's going to be difficult to print, I'll tell you that.
The Bauhaus were one of the first institutions to pull together typography and photography into one place and set basically the pattern for commercial design for the next 100 years.
That's really nice.
I think that's the best one, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's lovely.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really nice.
Is everyone pleased with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Have you changed your mind since this morning?
No, but, but I do like that.
That's all right.
You just won't admit it, will you?
That's it.
There we are, look, that's me.
You got plaid on your face. That's really punk.
Right, I'm going to go and get Neville now. Choose your favourite 3 and lay them out.
Wow.
Which do you think?
That's pretty stunning. You've got your kind of new invented forms going on, which is brilliant. It's definitely attention-seeking. This one feels a bit more metallic, but this is the sort of one I'd want as a poster. So for me, that's the winner. So well done, guys. I think that's brilliant, and very much in the kind of Bauhaus style of creating through making.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
See you later.
And enjoy the party.
Today, I think it's been quite difficult because this way of working is very technical and slow-paced. I work fast and produce a lot of kind of bad work. And
I always enjoy any time that I spend in letterpress, but I still learned a lot today. I realise you guys did the photo collage, but that's something completely alien to me. I'm normally very rigid grids, working in quite a structured way.
Would you take this further in your practice in terms of collaborating with fine artists and then just seeing what they produce and trying to work together?
I'd love to, yeah, because I think your 2 brains work in a completely different way to me, but they still produce work that I really like.
Yeah.
The Bauhaus taught students that creativity didn't stem from the individual alone. Collaboration between courses was actively encouraged. And what better way to do this than a party? From a kite festival to a Chinese lantern party and even a beard, nose and heart party, the Bauhaus went big on fun. And leading them all was Oskar Schlemmer, the German artist, costume designer and choreographer who ran the Bauhaus theatre group. Schlemmer has had a big influence on acclaimed fashion designer Holly Fulton, known for her Bauhaus-inspired prints. Welcome to the final day of the Bauhaus experiment.